Hello and welcome to the Witness podcast. Today we're speaking to a man who needs no introduction, whose work has shaped some of the most powerful stories of humanity in South Africa and across the world. Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman, hello and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Great. Dr. Sooliman is the founder of the Gift of the Givers. He leads one of Africa's, if not the world's, largest humanitarian organization. An organization that has responded to fires, floods, droughts, pandemics, earthquakes, conflict zones, and countless moments of crisis. But beyond statistics and headlines, there are people. People he meets in moments of fear, loss, courage, and hope. People who make his work more than just logistics. It becomes a calling. In today's conversation, we step away from policy and operations and instead explore the heart of the work, the stories, the encounters, the lessons, and the remarkable resilience Dr. Sooliman witnesses every day. Dr. Sooliman, your team has been everywhere from local fires to international crises this year. When you think back on the past few months, what is the single moment that has stayed with you the most?
There's two.
Yeah.
Locally, it's Amtata floods, and of course, internationally, it's Gaza. I've lost 210 members in Gaza. Right? I've lost the head of my office on 16 November. It's 2 years since he was killed. And with my teams, their family members, we've lost 210 people over this period of time. Locally, that's an ongoing disaster all the time.
Yes.
Locally, Amtata floods was absolutely brilliant in terms of the team members that we sent. But more than that was the cooperation between different sectors of South African society, where there was no ego, no pride, no arrogance, just people wanting to work together. This means the government, the different political parties, disaster management, SAPS, SANDFs, social development, human settlement, the community, the public, and gifts of the givers.
Right.
We keep saying that government's corrupt, that government's inept. It's not true. There are corrupt people in government.
Yes.
Government is not corrupt.
Absolutely.
There's lots of good people in government who put their heart and soul into serving the public.
Yeah.
And there's no arrogance. When June 8th, when it was around that time, they were expecting there was a level 6 warning for the Eastern Cape. Immediately the Premier's office, MECs, and 8 mayors from different districts called us and said, we need your help. We'll respond when it happens.
Yeah.
To cut a long story short, we were in Butterworth within 40 minutes, and within an hour in Amtata when it happened. But where the teams got really involved, of course, it was the 8 distributing teams that came in from the Eastern Cape and Western Cape and even from KZN to assist. But the search and rescue teams came in from different provinces.
Yeah.
And there was a phenomenal working relationship with the SAPS and SNDF to the point the president came, several ministers came, all came to thank.
Yeah.
Traditional leaders. It was not so much about the thanks. It was about how we work together.
Yeah.
And, the helicopters put at our disposal, the police vehicles were put at our disposal. Gift of the Givers drive SAPS vehicles.
Yeah.
That's the degree of understanding and respect we have with each other.
Yeah.
And 103 bodies were found. It brought closure to the families. It brought closure to society. We got a full support and thanks from everybody involved.
Yeah.
And some kids were washed away in Nkumbi.
Yeah.
10 of them were washed away from the one school. One of the corporate companies came and are upgrading that school now.
Yeah.
So it was just a phenomenal experience that if we work together as South Africans and we take the labels and the branding off, we can do great things for each other.
Yeah. And we see that time and time again. And yet, other than instances like this here, our country shies away from that. So maybe there's a message in that, eh?
No, there was a German investor. I met him in Abecha, in PE, in the business chamber.
Yeah.
After I spoke, he came to me and he said, you South Africans are crazy people. So I said, why? He said, you guys fight over all kinds of issues.
Yeah.
But if there's a common issue that holds you guys, that it affects all of you South Africans stand together.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen that kind of spirit in any country in the world.
Yeah.
He said, you know what's my desire?
Yeah.
My desire is to move to South Africa, to stay here.
So when your team or you arrive at a disaster scene, what's the first kind of human interaction that tells you the true scale of suffering?
You don't always know it, but when we walk in, I don't know, be arrogant or something. But the moment we walk into any area, they tell us, hope has arrived.
Of course.
We are fine. We are saved. We are rescued.
Yeah.
Gift of the givers has arrived.
Yeah.
That's what they tell us in every disaster. And you see a sigh of relief on the government officials,
Yes.
on the disaster teams and everyone. Because we come in with quite a force when
Yes.
they come in. We come in with resources, we come in with supplies, we come in with trucks, we come in with infrastructure, we come in with vehicles and, equipment and everything else. But to me, immediately you got on site, you go into a site meeting and you get feedback from the different areas.
Right.
But quite often, before the meeting actually takes place, my team's already on the ground.
Yeah.
Because they get immediately onto the site for the disaster. Because the
Right.
moment it hits and we know it's coming, we're there.
Right.
So then they come and report to us what's happening. We need water here, we need a shelter there, we need tents this side, we need clothes this side, we need hygiene packs, we need the doctor, we need rescue teams. So we already have that information.
Right.
And then of course, because lots of people are involved, they would all come to the center and say, this area here, that's happening there, that houses are caught up, we need this, that, and the other there.
Yeah.
So you already have a collection of information from people coming from the ground.
Right.
But then we expand it beyond that.
Yeah.
We send a message to say, look, let's take a case study, Namtata floods. We say, look, the floods are wide and huge. We don't know who's missing. Can somebody tell us who's missing and in which area?
Yeah.
The information filters through. They come to the police station. My 5 family members were here. So many people were there. And we actually found the bodies in the houses. We found bodies in the houses. We found an 8-month-old baby caught up in the bushes, in the reeds. And then we announced to the public, if you do see bodies, on sites, call us.
Yeah.
And people call us because we had already visited the dam and there was nobody there.
Yes.
And like an hour later, the body surfaced and somebody said, there's a body in the dam.
Yeah.
So the public actually helps you. Then, of course, they tell us, we cut off from the mountains, roads, 46 families. We haven't had food, we haven't had water, we can't come down. We have to send a 4x4s up.
Yeah.
But we won't know that unless somebody tells us.
Yes.
Because the area is really huge.
Yeah.
And it's mountainous, and it's deep, people live deeply rural. So it's very, very important that we get information from the public. And we drive our entire relief system on what we hear from the people.
Yeah. So obviously this is all about community interaction and relationships. And in times of this year, how did the community surprise you with their resilience in situations like this?
They're very grateful people.
Yes.
They're very patient. And they go out to help each other.
Yeah.
When you bring food, they don't rush after it.
Yeah.
They want to share with each other.
Yeah.
And when it's just a normal distribution, not related to floods or fires, they would say, no, the old lady there got nobody in the house, she needs first. That house got 2 kids that are physically and mentally challenged, they need next.
Yeah.
That lady has somebody in the house just lost a job. So they actually sit and draw up their lists and they exclude themselves from those lists.
Yeah.
There's 50 people above them in that list. And they would come and help each other.
Yeah.
If the houses break down, they will take the sheets together and help each other.
Yeah.
A guy who's a technical guy from another house will help somebody from another house. So then they work together to help each other.
Yeah.
There's no fighting for space. That's my spot. I was there. Okay, you take it back. I was on that side. Okay, you go back. So there's an complete element of sharing all the time in what they do. And they are like one family.
Yes.
It reminds me of my past.
Right.
When I come from a place called Potchefstroom.
Okay.
There's a sense of community.
Yes.
Everybody is everybody's family.
Yeah.
If somebody's child is naughty, you phone the father says, give him 2 shots, he's your son too.
Yes.
Yeah, put him right, don't worry about me. Put him right, he's your son.
Yes.
Somebody gets married, you don't all get invited.
Yeah.
But the whole town comes to sort out the wedding arrangements.
Preparations, yes, yeah.
So it's that like that.
Yeah.
And you see that in the community. Of
Yeah.
course, the traditional leaders come to thank you. Community leader comes to thank you. It's not about the thanks.
Yeah.
It's about getting the participation. Other thing that happened in Amtata, the water mafia threatened us.
Oh, yes?
Yes. So I came live on TV and in radio and I said, I'm coming for you. I told the community, I need the name of this person who did it. He was driving a black Fortuner. I want to know where they are, who they are. We're coming for them.
Yeah.
And 3 days later, of course, the special forces went in and 6 guys were shot dead. And the community was celebrating.
Yeah.
Because they were living in fear all the time and they were celebrating.
And I mean, once again, the power of community working together, doing things together.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, these are all extremely difficult conditions that your staff have to work under. And what is a story of courage or kindness from your volunteers, your staff this year that has stuck with you?
There's many stories like that, where it's wherever they go to an area.
Yeah.
They have, first of all, let's take December, and not this year, but last year.
Yeah.
On the 16th of December, on the 15th when we were closing,
Yeah.
I told them, make sure your cell phones are on.
Yeah.
Nobody switches their cell phones off, not in this organization.
Yes.
That same night, a fire hit in Cape Town.
Yeah.
We had 8 fires in 7 days.
Yes.
The Christmas weekend, January long weekend, what I admire about my staff is it's family time.
Yeah.
We tell them to swap, take turns.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
They don't do that.
They all come to work early in the morning, Monday to Sunday, Christmas Day. And you're asking about, the positive story.
Yeah.
They said that person was in need. That
Yeah.
child is crying.
Yeah.
That old lady needs help. So
Yeah.
it's not a specific case.
Yeah.
But because people come from such difficult situations,
Yeah.
what broke their heart was in a place called Tolene Village. That wasn't a year, it was 2 years ago, 6 August 2023.
Yeah.
A mother kills her 3 children and hangs herself because of hunger. It's a long story, but anyway, they go into the area and they see the hunger in the entire villages, and they bring in entire teams to make sure they feed everybody in the village, and they set up feeding centers permanently
Yeah.
to serve all those people. This is the kind of things that they do.
Yeah.
They find a child that needs to go. Another story. We went to Toastrefield, went to the school, saw a child crying in the hall. We went to deliver food for the feeding center. Child is crying, my team members pick up. Why is the child crying? Just by the way, and the principal says he's got a toothache. So the team member says, call a dentist.
Yeah.
Principal says there's no dentist here. There's no functioning medical services here. There's no ambulance. There's a clinic that doesn't run all the time. So what about high blood pressure, pregnancy? No, once in a while, this requires emergency intervention. From being observant about that one child,
Yes.
we took in 60 medical personnel into the area.
Wow.
We took in 10 dentists, we took in ophthalmologists,
Yeah.
we took feeding center, people to support a feeding center, and we took in all disciplines, physiotherapists, neurologists, physician, gynecologists, orthopedic surgeon, general surgeon, caught up cataracts, patients at cataracts, did eye testing for 300 to 400 people.
Yeah.
Eventually, we delivered 100 glasses. We pulled out teeth from 900 people over 2 visits. We did, remove close to 100 cataracts, brought them to Cape Town, in a hospital that we do catch-up surgery in East River Hospital. We wiped out all the cataracts.
Yeah.
This is what we do. Just from hearing a child cry, my teams are so observant.
Yeah.
I didn't know something has to be done.
Yeah. So indeed, very special people that work for the gift of the givers, hey? And
All of them is a calling.
it's a calling,
They
yeah,
don't do it for
exactly.
money.
Yeah.
They don't do it during COVID.
Yeah.
You should have seen them during COVID.
Yeah.
And these are non-medical people.
Yeah.
When others were scared, we intervened in 210 hospitals in South Africa.
Sure.
With PPEs, scrubs, sanitizer, pulse oximeters, thermometers, other equipment required, oxygen machines.
Yeah.
A need came in December 2020,
Yeah.
where it was called the happy hypoxic.
Yeah.
So the person smiles, next minute drops dead.
Yeah.
They drop dead in the car park, in the ambulance, in the taxi, in the house, in the casualty, everywhere. And they needed oxygen. To the credit of the government, they produced 20,000 CPAP machines,
Yes.
which they themselves designed, manufactured, paid for, approved by SAPRA.
Yeah.
I took it and my teams within the first 48 hours, put 900 in different hospitals in the Eastern Cape. We delivered 5,000 of those machines.
Yeah.
Eventually, we got a call from the Mauritius government.
Yeah.
They also wanted that machine. We made 500 available for Mauritius, for
Yeah.
the government to use on their nationals.
Yeah.
So the teams moved everywhere. And for example, what we did was called Hospital Heroes. When the medical guys, doctors, nurses, staff, cleaners, all porters were feeling rundown, and everybody was feeling rundown most of the time,
Yeah.
they created a concept called Hospital Heroes, where they would go and cheer the medical guys up and take a gift for them, a hygiene pack or a chocolate or a coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember one day in Livingston Hospital, doctors were very down.
Yeah.
They got hold of the Harley Davidson guys and said, let's do something. So they came in the motorbikes, drove right through the hospital and waved to all the doctors on the top.
Yeah.
Changed the mood completely. Everybody was energized and went back to work.
Yeah.
So we did that kind of things too. When my teams themselves needed that kind of support.
Yeah.
But they made sure they're available to pep up everybody else in that difficult. And I think what was a hit, Jerusalem,
Yes.
was the song that kept everybody alive
Yeah.
and motivated during that time.
Yeah.
And when we gave the gifts, they all started singing the song, and all the doctors were learning the moves, and the nurses were learning the moves. It was fun times in real tragic situation.
Yeah.
We lost 2 million jobs. We lost 100,000 people. We lost 750 doctors in 9 months in 2020.
Yeah.
In 2021, we lost 750 doctors in 9 weeks.
Sure.
So it was a tough time for everyone.
Yes.
And our teams themselves had to be motivated.
Yeah.
I had to go around to different hospitals to motivate staff
Yeah.
and motivate my teams. But my teams are used to this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they were committed every single day, Monday to Sunday. Remember, we were not doing any medical.
Yes.
We were supporting feeding centers. We were delivering food parcels. We were helping with food in the hospital.
Yeah.
We were supplying, setting up boreholes, upgrading infrastructure, setting up dedicated wards for COVID, running a COVID facility in a hall in Indonesia, going to hospitals, and the wards were not upgraded to with oxygen facilities to make it high care, dedicated for COVID. We did a hell of a lot of stuff during COVID.
Yeah.
And of course, we set up our own testing centers.
Yes.
We had 5 mobile teams on the ground.
Yeah.
We tested the South African rugby teams, soccer teams, cricket teams, and all the sports teams, as well as the guys who do cash and transit.
Yes.
All those companies, we tested them too for COVID. We tested the police ministers, government people. We helped the SANDF on the road, the SAPS on the road. The first week we went, they had no mask, nothing on the road.
Yeah.
We take the uniforms off.
Yeah.
These are
They're
ordinary
ordinary people, yes, yeah.
So we started supplying them on the road and to make sure, hey, this is South Africa, we all want. There's no issue about what label and where you come from.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that must have been one of the most challenging times in the country as well.
It has been the most challenging project ever.
Ever,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Because remember, the country was completely shut down. There was no economy. People couldn't earn. There were hungry people all over. People were tense. Medical guys were tense. When a medical guy on a medical check says, I need a psychologist, the country's in trouble. Because
Yeah.
doctors are very macho.
Yeah,
They can't stay, they never say they
Exactly.
need a psychologist.
yes.
But when they start saying it in numbers, we need a psychologist, in serious trouble, But I admire how they rearranged the hospitals, the theaters, the ICU,
Yeah.
to stop the elective surgery, to make it work, to save lives. It was such camaraderie on everybody's side. And what was amazing, COVID is a disease for a physician to handle. But the gynecologists, the orthopedic
Everybody
surgeons
got
were all
involved.
in the front line.
Yeah.
It is a great, great lesson for our country. Everybody stepped up to the plate.
Yeah. Once again, when we work together, we can get so much more done. Yeah.
And we need to do that 24/7 every day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to turn quickly now to Gaza. And, you've also been in the front line there with regards to supplying aid and food and that kind of stuff. What does it feel like to actually stand at a border, so to speak, knowing the need is immense, but the door is shut?
It's heartbreaking. Every day, I've got Palestinians that work for me.
Right.
I asked my team members, the head of my Palestinian team, please tell me, how do these guys do this every day? How can they send me a video where they're talking so confidently when the bombs are falling all around them and they're so calm
Yeah.
and they're smiling and they're positive and they're confident and they've lost 210 family members.
Yeah.
They don't have a house. They can't even move around. It's difficult to move from place to place. How do they keep their composure like this? They know they get hundreds of calls. We need milk. We need water. We need food. We need clothing. We need shelter. We need this. We need the medical care. We need this medicine. Every day bombarded.
Yeah.
You don't have the resources.
Yeah.
We have the resources, but we can't get it in.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah.
The resilience of these people drives me
Yeah.
to make sure we can do what we can inside Gaza. And all my teams, all the members involved in Palestine, in South
Yeah.
Africa, and teams, I got teams in Egypt, I got teams in Turkey, I got teams on the Rafah border, I got teams inside the Sinai, I got teams inside Gaza, different
Yeah.
people, and everybody tries to make a difference.
Yeah.
And all I tell them is, if you make a difference to one life,
You've
we
made
can't
it.
make a difference to 2.1 million. If we can make a difference to one life, we made a difference.
Yes.
Thanks to Aspen, we moved in $250,000 worth of medicines. Thanks to some of the commercial trucks that took stuff in, we bought over $70,000 of additional medicine. We bought truckloads of goods off the commercial trucks that went in. We sent in our own trucks. Our trucks have just crossed the border 2 days ago.
Okay.
The new lot have gone in.
Yeah.
We bought the fish from the sea, from the fishermen. Support local economy, but you can't freeze it. You can eat it
Yes.
same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Bought the olive plantations off.
Yeah.
Bought the fruit and vegetable plant
Okay.
off. Whoever had ovens, baking ovens, we sent it to all the women to cook. And whoever found some medicines in their pharmacy store or in the hospital, in the doctor's place or in the wholesaler, we bought that off.
Yeah.
We set up schools, 4 schools in tents. The 4 classrooms per school, 30 kids in the morning, 30 kids in the afternoon, 240 kids per school, 960 kids. In Egypt, we got 3,000 kids in five private schools in the afternoon with 500 teachers that we take care of them. We got 4,000 Palestinians we looked after in the Sinai. We got ECD centers running. We got 180 psychologists and psychiatrists that we fund to look after the mental health of the people inside Egypt. We brought 59 medical students to South Africa.
Yeah.
Next year, we bring different disciplines to South Africa.
Okay.
So wherever we could make a difference, we did. We restarted the water plants. We upgraded 2 floors of the Shifa hospital.
Yeah.
We had medical teams going to see the patients. We did a lot of things, and we still are doing a lot of things. The border opens up, I can increase my intervention more than tenfold than what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, it's more about my teams on the border who can watch this happening when they know we can make a difference if the border is open.
Yes, yeah. So is there any particular child or family or person from Gaza or any international mission whose story sticks with you?
We don't personalize any story
Okay.
because that's not good for emotional stability.
Absolutely.
So I teach my teams emotional distancing.
Right.
Don't get attached to a child, a person, a woman, an old man, and say, oh, this child, oh, this old man.
Yes.
It's going to affect you.
Yes.
Because there's thousands of them. There's 2.1 million.
Yeah.
So my teams are not allowed to get attached to anybody.
Yeah.
They can feel compassion for the situation.
Yeah.
They can feel for the people of Gaza, like in Sudan and like in Congo and like everywhere else.
Yeah.
But don't get attached to a single child. Don't do that. They know that's part of my training.
Yeah. And any other thoughts or comments about Gaza?
Well, you know what? I've got a, when it was the time of Bosnia, they created safe havens. And how can Israel with impunity break every United Nations law? My question is, do we have a functional United Nations? Do we actually need them? Or do we need to create a new body without them that will send troops in, close the borders off, push get the Israeli forces to withdraw and move, create safe havens? This is one big safe haven. I mean, to starve kids to death in the 20th century, this 2025, it's crazy. How can this be allowed? And man can act with some impunity. A small country like that could hold the whole world ransom. Where's the guts of the world leaders? Where are they? And more than that, where's the Arab world? Where's the Islamic world? What have they done? My biggest criticism is against the Muslim world. Where have you set back? The teaching is very clear. If somebody is oppressed, send the troops in. What's wasting time? Why didn't you go in? They should have done that a long time ago. So my criticism is more on the Muslim world. Why if you left? What would you do if something like that happened in your country? Wouldn't you expect the people to come and help you? This is not about destroying innocent people in Israel. Not about that at all.
Yeah.
Because they themselves are battling.
Yeah.
And now when they're traveling, they look at with disdain in every country that they're going to.
Yeah.
And the innocent Jewish people in Israel, people are looking at them with bad eyes wherever they travel all over the world. And to counteract that, we formed relationships with Jewish organizations, Jewish people in this country. Jewish members are part of us to say
Yes.
that your religion or your type of person you are got nothing to do with this.
Absolutely.
It's got to do with the policies of Israel. And a lot of Jewish people, to their credit, have been standing up against Israel. And I salute them because it's far more difficult for them when they've been cut off from their own families.
Yeah.
And I've seen the pain and the suffering of these people. We've made them our family now.
Yeah.
Groups have got together and we're watching the difficulty, but I take my hat off to them.
Yeah.
Under very difficult circumstances, they've stood up to be counted.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You often say your work and your life has been a calling.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And so how does your sense of purpose guide you when everything around you is chaotic?
It comes from a faith.
Yeah.
We have a teaching that good will always prevail.
Yes.
Truth will always conquer falsehood. It says that don't ever lose hope, nor run into despair, because as long as Almighty is there, things will fall into place. But it tells you,
Yeah.
it takes time.
Yeah.
It requires patience. It requires commitments. It requires resilience. It requires fortitude, because that's the only way faith is tested. And I'm not a negative person.
Yeah.
And in my life, in 35 years of this work, 33 years of Gift of the Givers and 2 years outside Gift of the Givers, I've seen how negative situations become very, very positive.
Yeah.
Look, our own country, pre-94. 94 came and people thought, the media came in the war rooms.
Yeah.
They came to see South Africa burn.
Yeah.
And it was the most boring story in world history.
Exactly.
Because it never happened. Right? And we survived so many things.
Yes.
The financial crisis of 2007-8, the interest rates went to 24%. In the Middle East war in the 70s, you had limited 5 liters of fuel per person. We survived that. We survived COVID. We survived load shedding. We survived the civil unrest in 2021.
Yes.
And the floods of 2022. We lost 100 billion rand there. We've lost so much of money through not through corruption,
Yeah.
not through wasteful and fruitless expenditure,
Yeah.
but just through incidents and circumstances. We've survived all that.
Yeah.
And above all, this population gets along so well. You're going to have races here and there. You're going to have some tribal friction.
Yeah.
In a country of 65 million people, not a
It's
big
gotta
deal.
be, yeah.
It's going to happen.
expected, yeah.
But overall,
Yeah.
you know, the country stands together in everything. So yes, I have great hope for this country
Yeah.
and this continent
Yeah.
and for humanity at large.
Yeah.
Because the world has stood up to say what has happened in Israel and Palestine, what has happened in Gaza should never happen again.
Yes.
And these people who got no religious background or they don't care,
Yeah.
it's just about human beings. So humanity is going to conquer evil, you know, in this kind of
Absolutely.
situation.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no stronger message than that, eh? So, has there ever been a moment when you doubted yourself?
Never.
And
My wife calls me an alien. She says you're not from this planet. She tells me straight, and when I'm discussing something with you, we're not in the equation. We're not talking about you. We're talking about normal humans. You're an alien. You don't fit in this discussion. You don't fit in this planet. Out. Tell me
Yeah.
straight out. We're not talking about you. I've never had a negative aspect in my about. If I have that, the people on the other side are going to battle. I've never doubted. Don't tell me it can't be done.
Right.
I will get it done.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand this concept of it can't be done.
Yeah.
No matter what, I will get it done.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's driven by faith because God gives the promise. He will take care of the oppressed, the hungry, the weak, the old, the starving. You will get there. Yes, testing takes place. But I mean, what we've done in Gaza under these circumstances is not humanly possible. I can't, and as I said, I don't want to take the credit for that. My teams inside, with great suffering, have done it. I have absolutely no idea how they've done this.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, everybody says that you give the world, not only South Africa, the world hope. What gives you hope in return?
Faith. My whole basis is based on faith.
Yeah.
There's only two things that give people hope
Yeah.
and positivity. It's faith and spirituality.
Yeah.
And let me give you an example. In Komani, Queenstown, in 2022, in winter, my truck is going up the mountain into the rural area. An old lady comes out on crutches from her house towards dusk. She sees the truck. And everybody knows our branding. She puts her hands up and she looks heavenwards. And she says, "You never let me down." But what's the beauty of the story? She was hungry. There was no food in the house. She prayed to God Almighty. No connectivity. But she never called me. She never called my teams. She never sent a message. We don't know about her existence. We don't know she's got hunger. She's hunger in the house. We don't know nothing about this lady.
Yeah.
And our trucks end up in that area, and
Gosh.
she gets her food parcel. A few weeks ago, my teams, we were talking about COVID.
Yeah.
Now, during COVID, a lot of young people, as volunteers from the different areas we went to, joined us to help deliver food parcels, mostly. Not the medical stuff, we didn't allow them to go into hospitals,
Yeah.
to high risk, but the food parcels. And whenever my teams go back to those areas, they remember those people.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago in Muscle Bay, they took food parcels for the family, and the kids were helped. The one mother comes out, and she's sobbing. She said, "You know why I'm sobbing? I'm sobbing for two reasons. I'm sobbing because we really need this food parcel." And she said, "I'm sobbing because my prayer got answered. For the last 2 weeks, I'm telling God Almighty, please send gift of the givers to my door."
Yeah.
And we landed up at the door in answer to her prayer.
Yeah.
In the Collapsed Catholic Church, 20th January 2010, 8 days into the earthquake, in a Collapsed Catholic Church, my teams pulled out alive 64-year-old Enazizi. No oxygen, no food, no water, fractured hip and inhaling dust. Her first words to my team is, "I love God Almighty." Faith kept her hopes alive.
Yeah.
It's in every situation, everywhere in the world. That's what drives me.
Yeah. Remarkable, hey? If you could look ahead to the next year, what is the one human story you hope South Africa will be able to tell?
We have to move to a state of positivity. It's not that we any positive. This country, first of all, is not falling apart, okay?
Yes.
People don't know what a failed state is. You see the N3? The amount of construction taking place there.
Absolutely, yeah.
All the buildings that are coming up, the inner city revamping, the tourists pouring into Cape Town, the flights are busy full time, people are busy everywhere, the markets, the malls, the shops. This country is not a failed state.
Yes.
Let's get it clear.
Yeah.
Secondly, be a patriot. You need to understand this country does not belong to the government. No country belongs to a government.
Yeah.
It belongs to the citizens.
Absolutely.
So 65 million people, this country is ours.
Yeah.
Let's make everything possible. Don't badmouth it. Don't talk bad against it. Fix the things that we have to fix. Let's just do it.
Yes.
You tell me you're paying tax and VAT and fuel levy and this tax and that tax. You're paying that, correct. But 7.4 million people's taxes can't look after 65 million people.
Yeah.
Most of whom are deprived of an opportunity before 94.
Yeah.
So we're paying the price of that, people not having an opportunity. So let's be patient, be giving, and let's do things. We have, lots of people have money.
Yeah.
You know what, how much can you really use for yourself? Let's put something into the system.
True.
So I want to see development in terms of health. People must have access to health.
Yes.
And well, let's put it simply. We need everything. We need health, we need education, we need crime watch. Let's work together. Yeah. I'm asking South Africans, let's take the labels off, take the branding off, take the titles off. And it's been happening.
Yeah.
Government, corporates, NGOs, religious sector, sports body, academic institutions, community leaders, tribal leaders. Let's say we are South African, and together let's do what we can do best. So if you can teach somebody, do that.
Yeah.
If you can remove an obstacle from the road, do that. If you can cut the verges, do that. If you can fix a water tap somewhere, do that.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do, just do it and don't expect anything in return. Every 1% we add to the system of improvement has a net effect on the whole country. So for the next year, I'm saying South Africans, let's go all out and do what we have to do. Companies, I'm telling you, let's start manufacturing local, buy local, support local, and let's create jobs.
Yeah.
If every company's got so many people working, like every talk I do now, I tell them, if you can take one extra person in 4 or 5 departments and 4 or 5 extra cashiers or 4 or 5 cleaners, every person you help, pay them some money, it looks after 7 people in difficulty. South Africa's biggest problem right now is not corruption, it's hunger.
Yeah.
There's endemic hunger in this country. So wherever we can feed people, give food, parcels, supporting with soup centers, let's do that for our country.
Yeah. I suppose a well-fed child is a child that can concentrate in school, a person who can work.
You see the university kids?
Yeah.
They're collapsing in the class.
Yeah.
We do so many food parcels for university students in this country.
Yeah.
How are they going to make progress in education? Pay all that varsity fees and collapse in the class. Makes no sense. So we need to upgrade and support and ask corporates, come on board. Let's do more. Let's do more CSI.
Yeah.
We have a teaching. What you don't spend is not yours.
Yeah.
So you can make hundreds of millions of rands and you can chase money. You can chase money, no problem. But take a fair amount of that and help somebody else. We talk about faith, spirituality. The soul gets so uplifted when you take care of someone else.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of money, but they are totally restless.
Yeah.
They need to do this, that, and the other because their soul is restless.
Yeah.
And the only way to satisfy your soul is to make sure you do something for other people.
Absolutely.
And the moment you do that, and if you don't believe me, go try it yourself. Go try it. Just because you won't know it unless you try it.
Absolutely.
So I'm making an open challenge.
Yeah.
Go and do this yourself with sincerity and go give somebody something who really needs it and tell me after that how you feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dr. Sooliman, you involved in the national dialogue. I'm not sure how much you can talk on that, but just, to fill us in, has there been progress? Has there been development? Do we still have a long way to go?
We got a very long way to go.
Yeah.
But to me, look, I haven't been focusing a lot on that.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm thinking that I can't even fit in the process.
Right.
But the people inside the national dialogue, all the other people with me, have been doing their bit for the country.
Right.
And collectively, we're all doing our bit for the country. I'm not the kind of guy who can sit in a meeting and listen to notes and take chess. I'm just not like that. I couldn't even sit for lectures in medical school.
Right.
I can't listen to lectures. And I can't have long discussions. I'm not a workshop type of a guy.
Right.
I want to get into the action.
And get it done. Yeah.
And, and there are a lot of people who can do that. So yes, whilst we having that dialogue and the discussion, which is a good idea, dialogue doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
It makes you get new ideas. It makes you work things. But but to me, the problem is this. Most of the people already know what the problem is in the country. You don't need a dialogue for that. A 4-year-old child will tell you there's a problem with the water, there's a pothole in the road, there's this, that, and the other. What I did tell government is, governments look at their own internal systems. What's holding you back from delivering? So, for example, you say there's no money, but if there's 400 billion rand of fruitless and wasteful expenditure, what are you doing to fix that?
Yes.
If you have municipalities who don't have skills, replace the people.
Yeah.
Stop. There's no time for friends and family. I'm sorry.
We passed
Country is
that
not,
stage
no, it's not your country.
Yeah.
It belongs to 65 million people. It's time to run this like a corporate business. Get rid of the guys who are not delivering. Throw them out. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm making a call to all South Africans. Make sure you register for the municipal elections. If the political parties have let you down, kick them out.
Yeah.
Get new people. Get your church person. Get the CPF guy. Get the sports administrator. Get a teacher. Get a doctor who have served the community, have never taken money, have never been dishonest. Put them in the council.
Yeah.
Let them do it. The coalition of the good,
Yeah.
of civil society. Kick out the political parties. It's time to stop messing around.
Stop
We've
playing
got a country.
games, yeah.
This is our country. Let's save it. We can fix it if we stand up. And don't say afterwards, it's not good to vote. Nothing happened. You didn't vote. Blame yourself. Nobody else to blame.
Yeah. That's very wise words. So what message would you give to young South Africans to make a difference in terms of living lives of service, putting themselves out there, and they don't know where to start?
First of all, young South Africans are expected to learn.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is to learn.
Right.
Spend your time, focus on learning, and help those who have difficulty in learning. Build a camaraderie. Sometimes the kids come from the poor areas. If you can help them with a lunch, do it very discreetly, so they don't get embarrassed in any way.
Yeah.
Because the school feeding program doesn't always work properly.
No,
right?
yes.
So if you can help them with eating quietly, take only one.
Yeah.
Don't take 100. Always take a small number, which is realistic, and be consistent. So let's start at school level. A grade 1 child, you can tell your child, you know what, that one hasn't got food, take an extra lunch for that child.
Yes.
They have a problem with the language, teach them the language.
Yeah.
You can teach them some maths or English, do that, because the teacher can't cope with 45 kids in a class. Not possible. Number 1. Number 2, we must teach them respect for the parents. We're falling apart because there's no respect. Yeah. Teach respect for the parents, teach respect for the teachers.
Yes.
Show each other. Thirdly, as a parent, set an example. I'm going to give an example. It's a crude example. You can't tell kids you mustn't gamble and then they see you in a casino.
Exactly.
I'm not bringing a religious teaching here.
Yes.
For some people, gambling is not a religious problem, but I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, you must do what you say and not do something contrary. You must be an example to the kids.
Yeah.
Fourth, we need a lot of love. A lot of kids are battling because they come from broken homes. Instead of getting angry at them in school and the parents getting angry, it's time that we show a lot of love across the board. And this applies to adults also.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
First one, I was doing a talk for the Anesthetic Society of South Africa in Sandton Convention Center last year. When I finished off, one of the guys doctors got up and said, if I make you the head of all the medical schools in South Africa, what would you teach? I said, besides medicine, I'll teach compassion. We need to put compassion, adults, kids, everywhere. And for the kids itself, excel in sports if you can, excel in academics if you can. But it's not important to get 7 A's.
Yeah.
It's important to do the best you can.
Yes.
So do the best you can in what you love. And the message to parents, don't tell kids what profession to take. Let them take what they love. Because when they have a passion for something, they will always make progress and success. Because I've seen guys become an engineer, a doctor, an accountant, and a businessman. Went through all the different courses. Finally found what they like. So don't let your parents tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And the parents, there's a message to you too. Let the kids decide what they want and support them in that.
Yes. Very important. Yeah. So tell us, what is an ideal day in your life? What is an ordinary day in your life? What time does it start? What time does it end? Where does it begin?
There's no system, right?
Yeah.
But I normally get up between 4 and 4:30.
Yeah.
In summer it's earlier. Well, summer it's 4 to 4:30, depending on the prayer time. In winter it's slightly later because the sun rises a little later, so the prayer time follows the sun. So in summer I do get up much earlier. But as a rule, I sleep 3 to 4 hours a night.
Gosh.
365 days a year. My brain just wakes up.
Yeah.
My body is trained. If you put me to sleep 12 o'clock in the day, I'll be up at 3 o'clock.
Right.
If you make me sleep 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll be up 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't need an alarm clock. My body is trained to do that.
Right.
So I can go for days without sleep. And it won't affect me at all.
Right.
I'm driven to help people.
Right.
So my day starts very early. It starts off with prayer, then take the kids to school. And from the morning, then I'm on my phones.
Yeah.
I control all my operations on 5 phones.
On your 5 phones?
Yes.
Okay.
So all this, because I got offices all over the world.
Right.
But I got teams in charge of the offices, so I don't actually have to do every office.
Right.
Everybody's got their different responsibilities.
Yeah.
I look at management plans, I look at the projects we have to do, I follow up stuff. I do a lot of follow-up. But the last few years, a lot of my time is taken in travel and talking
Yeah.
I get involved to do engagements with corporate companies, governments, schools, universities, sports bodies, religious societies. I speak.
Right.
You know, I did 205 lectures last year.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lot of travel and speaking. But with that, there's engagements between the programs.
Yeah.
Like this year, I've done 160 already.
Yeah.
You know, and there's still a lot of invites. That's besides me going on site to a disaster and training my teams. And of course, for the last 10 years plus, I've stopped leading the teams into a disaster situation.
Okay.
It's about succession planning.
Right.
They need to do this without me. I'm
Yeah.
not going to live forever. We have so many different types of projects. I got to take care and see they all functioning. Of course, I got great teams taking care of this. Most of this they can do without myself,
Yeah.
without me.
Yeah.
But I got to see where the flaws are, what we can fix, what we can improve. On a very busy day, if I'm traveling, I could be up at 4:30. 6 o'clock is my first engagement. I can go up to 21 engagements in one day. And I'll be up at 4 o'clock in the hotel and I'll still miss breakfast. I can't make it because I'm caught up in so many engagements.
Yeah.
And also, when you go into an area, this is all spiritually driven.
Yes.
So many people will come in that were not on the schedule.
Yeah.
And you've got to fit them in.
Right.
And I think the biggest nightmare is the travel agent.
Yeah.
Because my flights change every time in the day or in the week.
Sure.
And it
Yeah.
is cancelling, start. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
And quite often, when I tell God, today I'm not planning anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going.
Yeah.
And critical people you need to meet will call you that day. They'll say, we're supposed to meet in Joburg, but I'm in Cape Town today.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them I just landed in Cape Town.
Yeah.
It happens so often. They come from another city, you're supposed to meet in that city, but you meet them in another city.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. It's like everything is pre-planned for you.
Yeah.
When it has a spiritual basis, everything is planned out for you.
Yeah.
You meet key people at key times. And let me give you a classical story, okay?
Yeah.
1st February 2023.
Yeah.
No, sorry, before that. November 2022. I get a call from my friend in Cape Town. He says, do you want to meet the new general manager of Turkish Airlines? He's moving from San Francisco to Cape Town. I said, Nisar, in my business, logistics is key.
Absolutely.
I need to know everybody.
Yeah.
I want to see him, but I won't see him now. Let the universe decide. I go to Cape Town several times in November. I don't meet him. I go several times in December. I don't meet him. I go several times in January. I don't meet him. 1st February, I'm getting on the steps of the plane to Kinshasa, on the steps of the plane to Cape Town. The universe tells me, phone him now.
Yeah.
So I phoned him on the 1st of February. I said, is your friend here?
Yeah.
He calls me back in 2 minutes. Yes, he's here. We're having supper 9:30 at Sarai restaurant, the Turkish restaurant at the waterfront. You're landing at 9:15. Come straight across.
Yeah.
Meet the guy. My first words to him, Muhammad Sona Aiden. Muhammad, in the event that earthquake hits a country, I need an airline partner to move search and rescue teams, medical teams, dog handlers, dogs, medical equipment, search and rescue equipment, tents, blankets, food, medicine, bottled water, diapers, and repairs. Can it be done? No bureaucracy, no red tape, no wasting my time,
Yeah.
guaranteeing seats. You don't lose my equipment and you
Yeah.
get me there fast. He said, done.
Sure.
5 days later,
Yeah.
6 February 2023, 4:10 a.m., the earthquake hits his country.
Sure.
What's the chance of that being a coincidence? 172 countries responded.
Yeah.
Some sent more than one team. An average of 300 teams arrived. We were one of the first in the world. Within 24 hours, our teams were on the plane. Search and rescue teams. Within 48 hours, our dog handlers and dogs were on the plane. On day 8, exactly like in Haiti,
Yeah.
in a place called Hatay, my teams pull out alive a 90-year-old grandmother.
It's amazing, worker. Obviously, all ordained.
And sure, this is not planned by human beings.
Yeah.
Why did I not meet him in November?
Yeah.
Why did I meet him on 1st February?
Yeah.
And it suddenly came to me, go see him now. No plan. I don't write anything down.
Yeah. That's very much the entire essence of your calling to have started the Gift of the Givers.
Yes.
I mean, you always talk about the vision that you had and the saint that you met.
Yes.
You just want to remind us about that.
Well, first of all, Gift of the Givers is not my organization.
Yes.
It's not my creation or my idea.
Yeah.
I didn't get up one morning and say to myself, okay, form organization.
Yeah.
I was the guy in private practice. I had
Yeah.
3 surgeries. I was very busy.
Yeah.
Right?
So you've always been based in Maritzburg.
Well, I was born in Potchefstroom.
Right.
In 74, I moved to Durban.
Yeah.
In 75, I was in audience school. But my mother and father were divorced.
Right.
So my mother went back to Durban. She's from there.
Right.
My father's from Potchefstroom.
Right.
76 to 77, sorry, 76, 78, I did Sastry College. I did matric in 78 in Sastry College, 79 medical school.
Right.
And then when I reached internship, my mother passed away in 84. 85, I did internship. I was hoping to get a post to study further. Didn't get a post to study further. There was no post. So 86 January, I moved to Meadows. My father-in-law said, why don't you move here? Try private practice and go back and study.
Yeah.
Make some money and go back and study later on. Yes, I went to private practice. Never ended up going back to study. I met an Afrikaner guy who moved to Meadows in 86 also. We met through a butcher. And he said, you need to meet the spiritual teacher in Turkey. He said he met him in America. So it's a long discussion.
Yeah.
But anyway, in August 91, for the first time, we land up in Turkey, my wife and I, and we meet the spiritual teacher. I see people from different religions, different cultures, different countries, different political backgrounds, all harmoniously getting along with no friction and no discord. I fall in love with the man. I fall in love with what I see. I tell God Almighty, because the following year we went for pilgrimage. I'm standing outside the Prophet's tomb, peace be upon him. I said, if this is right, I need to go back there. 6 August 92, Thursday night, 10 p.m. I'm in the room. I don't think this was pre-planned, to be honest. I think even the spiritual teacher didn't know this was going to happen. I think it happened very spontaneously.
Right.
So I was informed about it, and I don't think he was informed about it either. After a spiritual ceremony, it's called a zikr. A zikr in Sufism is chanting of God's names in Arabic.
Yeah.
So in other scriptures, you'll say, God the one and only, kind, compassionate, merciful, eternal, absolute, living, cherisher, nourisher, sustainer, creator, and so it goes, right? So after that at 10 o'clock, and when you do that, those who have been, and a lot of Western people come there, you feel the presence of God Almighty in the room at that time. At that point, he stopped, he picked his head up, made eye contact with me, and looked heavenwards at the same time. And as I said, I don't think it was pre-planned.
Yeah.
I think he got an inspiration at that moment. He spoke to me in fluent Turkish. I don't understand a word of Turkish. I don't speak Turkish.
Yeah.
That night, I understood every single word that he said in Turkish. He said, my son, I am not asking you, I am instructing you. It's not my organization. I'm instructing you to form an organization. He gave the name. When the spiritual teacher gives a name, there's power in it.
Yeah.
The name will be Waqful Waqifin. Translated is not, the gift of the givers is not the correct translation.
Yeah.
We don't know what's the correct translation, but that's the closest we came. Gift of the givers. You will serve all people of all races, all religions, all colors, all classes, all cultures, of any geographical location and of any political affiliation. But you will serve them unconditionally. You will not expect anything in return, not even a thank you. This is an instruction for you for the rest of your life. I was 30 years old.
Yeah.
Serve people with love, kindness, compassion, and mercy, and remember the dignity of man is foremost. If somebody is down, don't push them down further. Hold them, elevate them.
Yes.
Wipe the tear of a grieving child. Caress the head of an orphan. Say words of good counsel to a widow. These things are free. They don't cost anything. Clothe the naked, feed the hungry, provide water to the thirsty. And in everything that you do, be the best at what you do. Not because of ego. Ego is destructive, my son. And then he said the most important message. My son, remember that whatever you do is done through you and not by you. We've already seen the experience of what I told you in the stories before this.
Yes.
It's there. It's done for you. You don't plan anything.
Absolutely. And before this, were you an overly religious person or just an ordinary?
I was very I won't say I just follow the rules.
Yes.
Pray, fast. I'm going to go for pilgrimage.
Yes.
Don't lie. Be honest. Do things the right way. Be ethical. Don't rob anybody.
Yeah.
Be good to your parents. You get naughty.
Absolutely. Yes.
Don't
So
shout.
just
Do this.
ordinary.
But not the real deep religious stuff. Kind of things. Yes, in my school days I was very religious. But when I practiced all, there was no time.
Yeah.
So and it's more about values now. And the essence of religion is one line. Yeah. It's love. Yeah. That's the entire essence of the whole of religion. It's one line.
All religion.
Yes,
actually.
Yes.
And the sooner people realize that, the better.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. And, after that, did things just fall into place? Or was it difficult?
No. Actually, when I finished off, I asked him, how come you speak Turkish? I understand.
Yeah.
And everybody else in this room speaks Turkish. I can't understand what they're saying. He said, my son, when the hearts connect and the souls connect, the words become understandable. As an aside, when he passed away in 1999, and I had new teachers that came after him, I can't get him out of my soul and my being. It's like part of me up till today that I feel is with me all the time.
Yeah.
Then I asked him, what exactly is your instruction? You told me this, but what do you mean? What am I supposed to do? He told me one line, you will know. I said, I'll know what? He said, you will know. That's all. And that night as I walked out, that same night, 6th August 92, it came to me, respond to the civil war in Bosnia. The same month, I took in 32 containers of aid into a war zone all alone. In November, 3 months later, took in 8 containers of winter items into the same war zone. And the following year, in 93, we designed the world's first containerized mobile hospital, a product of South African engineering and technology. And the first newspaper in the country that covered it was The Witness,
Yes.
on the front page by Tony Oosthuizen.
Okay.
And that opened the door for us for marketing, and for people to know who we are. And we delivered it to Bosnia. And from then, I never looked back. He said, take care of the poor, take care of your own country, worry about Africa. He told me a lot of things.
Yeah.
And he said, a lot of things you're not going to understand now.
Yeah.
You're going to understand much later in your life. And it's true. Like 30 years later, I'm understanding what he told me 30 years ago. It's that kind of stuff. And yes, he said it'll get big. Man, I didn't expect it to get this big.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's growing at a phenomenal pace. He said, you won't understand me now, my son, but this is what you're going to do. And it's growing. And, that's the calling. It's not mine. And I'm keeping to it. There's only one instruction I didn't follow. And he said, allow 1/3 time for your family, 1/3 time for yourself to upgrade, and 1/3 for the work.
For the world, yeah.
And every time I went back, I said, teacher, this formula just doesn't work. All my time, 4/3 go away to the work. I said, not my fault. I don't create the disasters. I only respond to them.
Yes.
I can't walk away. Even when families neglected and sacrificed, my own work is sacrificed, my personal development, I can't walk away, especially when I have the skills to fix this.
Yeah. Absolutely. In the early days, how easy was it for funding?
Look at the Islamic teaching. Muslims have to give donations.
Yes.
So the money was mostly from Muslims first.
Right.
I took out my own money from my practice. My wife took out money, father-in-law took out money, family took out money. And then, of course, I done projects pre-Gift of the Givers.
Right.
I done 3 projects before that. And people were starting to know me, this ordinary guy from Maritzburg. He's a doctor, he does this kind of work. Charity wasn't looked at as something very important.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when we designed the mobile hospital, people were stunned. It was a world first.
Yes.
CNN covered it. 1st February 94. CNN said the containerized mobile South African hospital is equal to any of the best hospitals in Europe. It made an
Huge
impact.
accolade, yeah.
And the beginning, of course, because we were Muslim, because we were Indian, because it was apartheid, and all Muslims are terrorists, kind of stuff. So you didn't get much support from other people.
Right.
So over the year, it took time. Muslim money was coming in, but we fair to the other communities. They started donating when they saw this is not a religious thing.
Right.
What really changed was in 2017, many, many years later,
Yeah.
when we intervened in the Nizhda fire.
Yeah.
In November 2016, I killed all international marketing. Another project, system marketing.
Yeah.
In 2017, the Nizhda fire came. It was the first time corporate South Africa and the public really knew what our skills were.
Yeah.
And from then onwards, we haven't looked back.
Yeah.
Corporate South Africa, the public, religious sector, churches,
Yeah.
temples, all have been coming forward. But the teacher told me, he said, you will never look for money.
Okay.
Money will come to you. As a policy, we don't have fundraisers in the organization.
Yes.
We don't ask for money. It just comes to us.
Yeah. That's remarkable. Absolutely.
Actually, at
remarkable.
times you have to tell them, stop sending, we don't need any more.
Yeah.
Like when the Old Mitchell, the fire in university a few years ago,
Yes.
we had tons of stuff coming in and money coming in. I had to make a public announcement in the media
Yeah.
to say, I don't want any more money. And I don't want any more goods.
Yeah.
But do you think South Africa will listen? They said, take it and put it anywhere else. We've made up our mind, we're giving it to you. If you don't need it for the fire, keep it in your warehouse, use it for somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, what are some of your future projects?
There's plenty. I don't plan the projects.
Yes.
They just happen.
Yeah.
My big interest right now is the job summit with you guys.
Yeah.
Evelyn Masson has invited me to speak on that.
Yeah.
And every talk that I'm giving now, as I said,
Yeah.
is to ask people, create jobs.
Yeah.
Don't cut jobs.
Yeah.
During COVID, people cut jobs and the CEOs and MDs got an extra bonus. A person who worked for you 35 years whose wife and children only knew you and nobody else.
Yeah.
Their heart and soul was in your company. You reached that position because of them.
Absolutely.
And you have no mercy and just cut the jobs off. Other companies, you know what, give them credit. The CEOs took a cut. The MDs took a cut. The staff took a cut. Everybody took a cut. They cut expenses and they tried to help each other. The farmers, you know, and all over, they tried to save the laborers as much as they could.
Yeah.
We intervened, you know. Do you know how much we spent to save the farmers in the last 7 years? 400 million to save the jobs, the farmers, and, you know, and the farm workers. And it comes back in different ways. I'm not worried about it coming back. This is not a business.
Yeah.
It's about helping people. But create jobs in every sector in society. If you can take one extra person, upgrade them, fund them, they can look after 7 people. So my focus is on job creation, and we're going to study different options where we can create jobs and make it functional. So that's my real focus. I want to see development in Africa. I want to see the health system progress. I want to see education progress. And I got plans for all those things. I'm already doing it, right? But on a much bigger scale.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. A message of encouragement or gratitude you'd like to share?
Most important to understand that this is the greatest country on earth. Understand that clearly. I've intervened in 47 countries. I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Our greatest asset are our people.
Yeah.
Do you think people come here to see Table Mountain or to come see the Clyde in the Kruger Park? No, they're not coming for that. They're coming because they find the love and respect that South Africans give them they don't get anywhere else in the world.
Yes.
We smile all the time. We're friendly all the time. We're not sulky. A lot of this country's people are very sulky all the time. I don't know what's the problem, right? But here in this country, people are friendly. You know, they won't have anything themselves. They'll have a difficulty, but they'll always advise, help you, be good to you, kind to you, take care of the tourists. It's important. You know, we have our greatest asset is our people. Study. You know, let's focus. No religious issue, no race issue, no political party issue. We've got a country to build. There is no other way to do this but to do this together.
Absolutely.
The signs are that we can turn this around in our own interest. And let me give you a religious message, okay? Why I say this. We intervene in 47 countries. Now, in all scriptures, what God says, He's not in the religious center. He's among the poor, the sick, the old, the dying, the hungry, those that are bleeding, who are weak, who are oppressed. He said, you want me? Look for me
Find
there.
me there, yeah.
You find me there, right? Now, 47 countries we intervened in. They tell us, we got nothing to give you. But what we give you, nobody else can give you. And they said, we pray from the bottom of our hearts and our souls that whatever happened to us must never happen to you, your teams, their families, your people, and your country. And they say, God Almighty has got no choice but to listen to our prayer and answer them because He made that rule for Himself. Right?
Yeah.
So South Africa will never fall apart. To put it in Afrikaans, no matter how dear Makar we are, this country will never fall apart. Because we're taking the prayer every single day, without exaggeration, of hundreds of millions of people, millions of people in difficulty all over the world. We got it on our side. Let's carry on serving everybody in our country. Hold hands, no ego, no pride, no arrogance. There's only one word, 2 words to remember: love and compassion.
Yeah.
We do love and compassion, we will fix this country.
Yeah. And it's as simple and as difficult as that.
Yes. Difficult part's not a problem. We can fix it.
Yes, yeah. So anything else you would like to share with us?
Be proud of your country.
Yeah.
They tell you so many South Africans left. Did they tell you 400,000 came back? When did they come back? Like next week, 1 week's time, 2 weeks' time? They came back after 30 years. I mean, isn't it a long enough time to reflect that you were in the wrong country all this time?
Yeah.
You came back here. No, this country got a great future. But let's be honest in everything that we do. Corporate companies, hospitality industry, don't overinflate prices.
Yeah.
Don't inflate prices. When there's a shortage, don't put the price up. Make it available, practical, cheap, at a reduced price. Don't have greed.
Yeah.
No arrogance. Be good to your families. Be good to your neighbors. Just be good. What I said in the beginning. Just be good.
Yeah.
Whether it's school, work, home, family, neighborhood. There is no substitute for that. It's not a complicated formula, you know that?
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's very
It's simple. Yeah.
Love, be good, and compassionate. How complicated can that be?
Yeah.
It's about your personality, your ego. You want to run other people down because it makes you look good. Actually, you are really, really negative. You have a total loss to yourself if you're trying to do that.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, people need to realize that, hey? So thank you, Dr. Sooliman, for opening a window into the human stories behind your organization's work, into your life. And your reflections remind us that even in the hardest moments, kindness is possible, courage is present, and hope is always alive. And to everyone watching, may this conversation inspire you to look for the small ways you can make a difference, because as we've heard today, every act of kindness matters. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Sooliman, it has been an absolute honor and pleasure.
Thank you very much. Great to do an interview in my home city after a long time.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
It's been a long time in the making, and thank you for making the time today.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.